Hi, this is Heather Wainer, and we are here at Fredor with Christian Gauvin from Façoteck, and he's going to tell us a little bit about his business and how they started and a little history there.
Well, thank you so much, Heather, for allowing me to present our company. We've been enjoying a great day here at Fredor in the cranberry harvest. And Façoteck or Façoteck both work. We got the little squiggly under the C there, which is very proper to Quebec. But we've been in business for over 50 years. We've been in this industry on different levels. For much of our history, we were a tolling operation. So we were providing our services to various partners, manufacturing, packaging mostly. Our business started really interestingly, and we were an innovative company from day one. Our founder, Leo Desilets, he was a traveling salesman. He was trying to make ends meet for his family, and he was selling all sorts of things. And during one of his trips, so the story goes, I wasn't there, but the story goes that he visited one of the areas in Quebec where we have a lot of indigenous culture and using a lot of more traditional medicines, root and plant-based products. And he was noticing that people there were not as sick during the middle of winter as people in the rest of the province. And so I got really curious about that. And in subsequent trips, he got a lot of information, and gradually it turned into a business. He said, I want to launch, and it was balsam fir sap that he was using. But it was a very sticky product, and trying to figure out ways over the years to try and get it into capsules and all sorts of other means of delivering the product. And it grew into a business essentially based around single plant, single indication. Over the years, the company continued to grow with that and needed more equipment. And as that equipment had more capacity, they decided to form a new company, which became Façoteck, that could give off some of that capacity to people in the industry. And the company always tried to push the limit and not be me too or do things the same way as other companies. And so even to this day, we work closely with partners such as Fredor and other ingredient partners in the biotic space and in the plant space to try and find unique combinations. We're in a very regulated market here in Canada, so we try and do things that push the limits in terms of what's acceptable, in terms of getting claims, dosage format, age groups. So it allows us to really see what we can do that's different and bring it to the marketplace. And so, today it's allowed us to really carve out a space that we're very proud of. We're many times bigger than we used to be, but we're always learning, and I think that's the most important part.
Now, I know you said that you do specialize in probiotics. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. We've been a proud member of the International Probiotic Association for a couple of years now. Humbled to sit on the board of the IPA, but we've been actually making probiotic finished products for over 25 years. So as probiotics started to come over from Europe in the late 90s, these were freeze-dried yogurt capsules, and then gradually the whole more traditional probiotic freeze-dried cells as we know them today started being imported into the market. Then gradually Canada had and the US obviously had its own ecosystem. And so for many years we were developing products for Canada, for the United States, helping brands introduce these new ingredients into the marketplace and finding ways to make these products in a way that was stable, that the products were viable, that we had potency, that they were efficacious. And today we work with over 240 different strains. We have close to 30 different bio partners. We have some really privileged relationships with many companies from North America, Europe, and Asia that they come to us for really two things. The first one is we're capable in terms of innovating or able to combine ingredients together in different formats. But the second is Canada, again, being in a highly regulated market. Over the years, we've had to adapt, have the right certifications, the right installations to be able to really potentiate the hard work and the quality products that these ingredient companies have developed. So we work hand in hand. I would say more than 50% of what we output as innovation is worked closely with the ingredient partners who are trying to themselves find new ways of introducing their actives. So it could be a product that's been used in the adult space, but they've never been able to put it into the infant space, so we were able to put these in oil drops. Other times it's creating an alternative maybe to gummies, so we'll make chewable tablets for toddlers. We're now doing more and more drink-like products, direct to mouth or into drinks or smoothies that allow to combine different bioactives. So it's just been a continuous evolution for us to find what are the next things that women want for themselves, for their families, etc. And I think also working hand in hand with our brand and retail partners, we're also trying to, as the markets evolve and there's channel, differentiation, trying to find how to use the same ingredients in different ways of presentation.
Absolutely. Now tell me how the cranberry fits in with you're doing.
Yeah, well, the cranberry is an exciting piece. Other than the fact that I'm still smiling from having been in the bog, but our facility is less than 60 miles from the Fridor head office where we are today, and so. We're living in French. We have a word called terroir. Terroir is from the land, and so we're a global company now. We have global partners. We're part of a North American set. We're Canadian. We're Quebecois. Being in the French-speaking part. But we also have this culture, going back 500-600 years, of indigenous plant medicine. And so for us, being able to find outlets in the nutraceutical space for ingredients that come from here, so whether it's products that come from the willow tree or from birch, and the cranberry was just a very natural, extension because it's a highly dynamic part of the industry, very visible. My friend Steven, would often reach out and say, we need to do more. And I think the cranberry for us was just a natural extension of our business. And over the last 7-8 years now, we've really created a lot of dynamic with the Fridor R&D team. It's well over 30 different projects that we've run with them. So we have a very interesting ecosystem in Canada for tax credits and R&D credits, all that kind of thing. So we work hand in hand to try and find ways to find the right powder or the right extract that will work for combination with biotics, obviously. Was our first motivation for women's health. But then it became, how do we act more into the UTI area, the more urivaginal health area? Now we're into menopause, we're into sports nutrition. And so the opportunity became much greater than the business. It became, how two companies that are founded by, entrepreneurs, passionate about bringing something unique outside of our boundaries, right, around the world. So for me, whenever I go, whether it's to Asia or Africa or Europe, and I see that there's cranberry and blueberry, well, there's a good chance it's coming from our backyard, right? So for us, it's something we're very passionate of, and we're trying to replicate this model across other ingredients that are proper to our area.
Wonderful. So as a contract manufacturer, you're a little bit different than other contract manufacturers.
Yes.
Because you are more specialized.
Yeah, my partner, Marc Olivier, he often says we are a CDMO, right? Which is a more pharmaceutical way of denoting, but the D, for developmental organization. Sure, we manufacture, we package, we can do all sorts of things, but when we talk as associates, we often think, could our business run the level it's running even without machines? Because it's the identity of the company, it's the DNA of the company. And when I look at the quality people we have, it's all about forward thinking, like what we can do. And so we do things differently. We don't see our more immediate counterparts in the industry as competitors. We see them as complementary, in terms of offering a service. We're very much in the view that this is a high growth industry. Being in probiotics, probably one of the highest growth parts of the industry. There's business for everyone. So we've tried to find a place that allows us to express our desire to be innovative. And so it means that sometimes we won't be competitive on just a very simple tolling project, and there are others that are much better equipped than us to do that. But for clients who are starting off, that are growing, we have a lot of brands that it's two people in a coffee shop that want to launch the product of their life, and so we'll help them. We have countless examples of companies that started at 500 bottles and now they do 50,000 bottles per run. Then there are those who stay small businesses, but they're continuously honing their art and their craft. And for us, there's a place in our business for all these partners. We usually align based on what drives each of us and our principles and our values. It's an ability then for us to make the choices without it being only about economics.
Sure. And obviously, you're also serving the United States now.
We're very proud to serve the United States. These are challenging times, and I think beyond politics and economics, that kind of stuff, the fact remains, we have the largest border, in the world. We have friends. I don't see people in my industry as Americans and Canadians. We're friends in the industry, and I think everyone's trying to elevate and understand. And there are some daily challenges that we have to deal with for sure. And like any business, there are irritants. But I would say that the U.S. is a formidable opportunity for those who want to innovate and grow. The framework for this industry allows for a lot of innovation to make its way to the consumer. So our job is to align with the partners that have a direct line to the end consumers. And for that, we try and always stay ahead in terms of the regulations. So we meet all the requirements to move our product across the border as far as the FDA and other entities, and we get the right support to make sure that every one of our clients, especially the American clients, that their packaging is, it's bang on, it covers all the requirements. But we also sell product to clients in 21 other markets around the world. There are a lot of clients in Canada and the US who export also internationally. So we're always thinking in terms of what are the ingredients that we can or cannot use in certain markets, and dosages, and the endpoint consumers, age groups, and things like choking hazards on chewable tablets and all. So for us, we try and think more, and maybe it would be easier for us to just let the client or the brand figure all these things out, but we try and work, symbiotically with our partners so that we share in the weight of the challenges. But for us to sell into the US, it's a big part of our business, and for us it's seamless. So despite some of the challenges that may come up, we feel it's still an important part of our business.
Awesome. Now you're going to be going to Supply Side Global in a few weeks.
Yeah.
Tell us what we can expect from Façoteck there.
So for us, it's our second year with a booth. We've been there for many, many years, obviously walking the show, getting to meet all our partners. But through the IPA, which has its probiotic resource center, which is an extraordinary opportunity for small groups, to invest and have visibility and be able to show their craft. And so I'm very thankful for George Paraskevakos and the rest of the IPA leadership for allowing companies like us, to shine. And I think within maybe another year we'll have enough air under our wings and we can maybe fly on our own. But
nice.
I really enjoy being at the Supply Side Global now because it's a wonderful opportunity to meet. But a lot of newness. I think we have over 20 product samples that we will be showcasing. Everything from combinations with mushrooms. We have new cranberry products. So a lot of buzz things, but also a few maybe less dynamic but functional. So good quality products that people can have a chance to try, to taste, to see, and see where that takes them. And of course, one of the things that will be a surprise today, we're talking about small fruits and cranberries, but a bigger fruit with seeds that is getting a lot of traction these days is pomegranate. So we have a few surprises for that. So come and see us and you'll discover.
Awesome. So we kind of know what we're going to do for the right now and the near future. What are the plans for Façoteck in the next 5 years, or what's our plan?
Well, that's a very good question. For us, it's controlled growth, but unlimited growth. So we started, as a small company that was serving a small part of the North American market. And today we feel that whether the client is 100 miles or 10,000 miles away, the opportunities are there. As I said earlier, we're in a high-paced industry. For us, it's all about taking our knowledge, our experience, and our expertise to those who will value it and those who need it, because there are some gaps in supply in our industry. So for us, it's continuing to push. We have a lot of support from our government at different levels to go to shows internationally, be present. But we're very thankful for the base clientele that we have. We have some amazing global brands as our key partners, and we've seen some that they've gone from 5 countries to 10 to 15 countries over the last few years since the pandemic. And so for us, there's also always room for the unknown. We always like to see, is there going to be something that the unexpected, something that but we're prepared for these types of situations like a pandemic. And so it means diversified business. It means making sure we're exploring new bioactives we can work with, making sure we're staying up to speed on all the regulations, and but then also listening to where the industry is going, where certain brand partners are going, and then obviously reading your articles and seeing where we might have missed something, and kind of try and figure out how we get there.
Well, we definitely hope to have you part of what we are doing here at Whole Foods. Some of the things that I believe that you're just approaching now, which you could tell a little bit more. Obviously, you have a high integrity, clean label, and no fillers are a big part of what you do. And then you were just telling me about your organic ashwagandha too with KSM.
Yes. So we have to differentiate ourselves, and our clients are quite demanding. And for us being in a regulated market, it's every day, right? We hear a lot about some retailers or industry partners that they want to impose new things. But for us, these are still things that we do every day. We test every one of our inbound ingredients. We ID everything. We do finished lot testing on all our bulk intermediates and our finished products. We test fully for allergens, because we do a lot of products for infants and children. So for us, one of the proudest moments these last few years is we were able to work, as I said, with Frudor, and we made first 500 milligram whole fruit powder, 36 milligrams a pack, with no excipients, no fillers, no binders, no anything else. And I think that shows that the industry, when it really works together as a unit, so those who make the ingredients, those who transform the ingredients, and the brands who then bring these products to their consumers, we're all listening to each other. We're all talking about, what are some of the challenges we may have, but sometimes it's biases. I've heard often, well, you can't do that. Well, nothing is impossible. So sometimes it is more of a challenge. So we work with the ingredient companies to see, how they source the ingredient, how they prepare it. And on the organic ashwagandha, that was it's been a fantastic adventure with the group from Ixoreal and KSM 66. So we can't give too many details, but today actually the first deliveries in the United States of what should be an amazing fully organic capsule ingredient product should be hitting the shelves, and we can't be more excited about that.
Well, I look forward to it, and I can see things come. And I'm very thankful to have this opportunity with you here in the bog and
Yes.
at Fredor, that we got to know each other. And I look forward to a future together and what we can do.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you so much for joining me.
Appreciate it.